All right, babies. It's that time again. Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful day with Jesus. Kuravaba Santare. Oh, yeah, baby. Things are coming together big time. Oh, yeah. Except my sleep. Still a mess. Still can't figure it out. But it doesn't matter because I'm on vacation. La 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 la. And other things are coming together. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, so this is a good time. I was looking up one of God's greatest hits. Those are things in the Bible that will actually transform your life, as opposed to those that will destroy your life and make you a judgmental piece of crap. Oh yeah. Yeah, because if you look at a lot of verses in the Bible that are genocidal, homophobic, misogynistic, showing God being in favor of murder, rape, and slavery. Yeah. Anybody who is in favor of any of that is seriously misinformed. So yeah, and if you are going around judging other people because of it, that's why I'm saying you're a piece of crap. Because guess what? Jesus said the same thing to Pharisees. He said their righteousness was fit for the crap pile. And I'm trying to use more gentle language than even Jesus is reported to having used. Oh yeah, baby. I'm a scholar, honey. All right, sweethearts. Yeah, in fact, I'm such a scholar, just to let you know my background. I was offered a doctorate several years back, which I denied, which I really regret. But at the time, I was so tired of school, and I was raising 3 kids, because I just had married my wife, and she had 3 kids at the time. And I was putting myself through school so we could improve our living situation, bought a house, became a history teacher, and then I became an administrator, and then I added my special education certificate on top of that. And the schooling in it was so intense, because I was trying to get through it all as fast as I could, like a maniac, and keeping an A average. Oh yeah, baby, I know what I'm talking about, sweethearts. But when I was offered the doctorate, I was like, oh no, I'm all done with studying. As much as I love to study, I didn't want the pressure of writing these, detailed reports. But what I was going to do, what my task was going to be, was to help rewrite the professional code of ethics for the entire state of ed department in Connecticut. Oh yeah, baby. And I really should have done that, because that's sort of it's my passion. Because after I did all that, I bounced around from public school position to private school position about 9 times. Not because I was being incompetent, but because I refused to play the game of unethically treating students and failing to acknowledge it. That's why I moved around so much. Because I was not about to sit and play a game of, oh, we're all above board and teachers and students are going to be put in difficult situations because we refuse to change. I was like, I can't do that. That's unethical, baby. So that's why I am who I am, and that's why I've ended up being the way I am, because I don't take any BS from anybody. If I see a kid being victimized, I'm going to be taking care of that kid. That's my professional job. And if it means I lose my job, then that's what I'm going to do, because God will protect me and he will hook me up with whatever position I need to be hooked up with. He's not asking me to align myself with darkness, right? What does Paul say? What fellowship does light have with darkness? So that's why I am who I am. And I say all that because I want you to understand I am not only a highly educated person, I'm a highly devoted person, and I don't take BS from anybody, including the people who wrote the Bible. Oh yeah. Does that mean everybody who wrote the Bible was unethical? Of course not, because at least 20% of it, as far as I can tell at this point, will absolutely change your life, set you on fire to be passionately devoted to Jesus, that you will lose your job after job after job because you're devoting yourself to the good of kids who can't speak for themselves, and they need somebody to identify those skills that they need developed in them. That is our purview to support and help grow. Not look the other way because, oh my God, that means I'm going to have to work harder, and I don't want to work harder. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. Therefore, anytime a kid misbehaves or underperforms, I'm going to blame the kid because I don't want to change. What? I saw that in 9 different places, in both public school and in private school. I was one of the assistant principals at Weaver High School in Hartford several years ago, and I had under my my authority were 100 teachers and 1,200 kids. And I just walked away from the job because they were putting too many special ed kids in a classroom, and I knew that was setting up the kids and the teachers to fail, and then I would be in the position to either discipline the kids or try to create some corrective action of the teachers, and if they didn't measure up, they would be fired. Why? Because there's too many special ed kids in their classroom? Come on. So I just walked away from that job. And there was another job where I actually got fired, which is ridiculous because in 17, no, I always say 17. Why do I say 17? Oh, because it probably was that. Yeah, in like 2 or 3 weeks, I just completely revamped this private school of suicidal residential girls. Because what I did is when they got sent out of class for misbehaving, I would, and they were in the timeout room, I would put the responsibility on the student to come up with a contract that the teacher would sign that would be their understanding of how they will conduct themselves. And if the teacher accepted it, they signed it, and the kid came back in class. That's how I dealt with it. Instead of blaming the student, you're bad, you're being punished, blah, blah, blah. So I'm saying all of that to let you know that I know what I'm talking about. I'm an educated person. I could be a principal in any school, anywhere. And I put that intelligence to work studying the Bible. And what I came up with is God cannot, if God is love, God cannot be genocidal. as the Bible depicts him as, before the supposed Israelites inherited the promised land after the Exodus, which there is no archaeological evidence of. God would not have them kill every man, woman, and child in order to inherit the promised land. That's no promised land, sweetheart. The promised land is what you and I are living in right now. Why? Because Jesus came to die so that we would have the power and connection with God, away from being drawn into this selfish living that I just explained to you, and into a higher realm of submission to service to him and others. Oh yeah, baby. Don't get me started.